In 2021, the Sioux Falls School District is celebrating 150 years of education. During those celebrations, it's important to look back on all the influences along the way that have gotten us to where we are. The values, traditions, attitudes, and accomplishments of the present and future were rooted in the past. We all stand on the shoulders of those who came before, and so runs the cycle in every one of our buildings. In this episode of Senior Spotlight, we travel to Lincoln High School, where one senior is leaving a legacy of hard work and kindness, along with enormous shoes to fill. Cross country is a sport not everyone understands. It's individual, it's team, it's hard work.
I love everything about it. I mean, it's both individual and team. I think one thing that's cool about it is in some sports, kids can kind of, there might be a part of the team, might be a starter, but they kind of fade into the background a little bit, and they might not get, all the recognition for the hard work they're putting in. But even though cross country is not the most glamorous sport and people don't really talk about it that much, at the same time, when you run a race, you have 5 scorers and 2 pushers, and so literally every single person that's running the race has an influence on your team score. Aside from that, I think just the participation, there's no playing time really, every kid gets to participate and come to all of our meets, and I think it just gives the opportunity for every single kid to just get better at competing. And during practice, we're all one team, and so we don't have a separate varsity JV team. Everybody practices together, and they get a chance to move up a group if they want to, or if they aren't feeling the best on that day, they can move back. We really leave it up to them to kind of decide how much they want to develop and give kids personal opportunity for that.
At this fall practice, after running from Lincoln High School to Riverdale Park via the bike path to warm up, it's a series of 600s, followed by a series of 300s.
I really like my teammates. That's definitely a big part of it. It's running with a lot of fun people and making all those memories. And it's also just personally really rewarding. I feel really accomplished after a run or after a good workout. And I think it's given me a lot of discipline and good work ethic that's translated to other areas as well.
If you're on a high school cross-country team and you're also on the track team, competing at this level means there's really no off-season.
I think, especially in our program, we have a long history of really working super hard in the off-season, and even during the winter when it's 0 degrees outside and the wind is howling and you're running on snow and ice, these kids just get out and do it. And that's how you get better, is continuing to do it every day. I mean, you would expect from a basketball player or some other sport that they're going to be out there shooting free throws and getting in their work, and that's what we do. So yeah, the commitment that it takes is really, that's everything really. And the seniors this year, I think, were a great example. Some of the seniors really didn't start off with a ton of talent, right off the bat. They really had to work for it, and that showed over the course of 4 years that really anybody can get up to varsity if they want to, if they really want to put in the work.
So during cross country, I think that season's probably 10 weeks long, and we're running 5 or 6 days a week during that, and then usually we'll take 2 weeks off of running or more, a little bit more if you want, and then we go into winter training for track right away. Then that's probably another 10 weeks. From November to March, and then you have track March through the end of May, and then take a couple of weeks off and then start running in the summer to get ready for cross country. So yeah, that's been something that I've been doing just the past 5 years. It's running most days a week and running most weeks out of the year.
For Lincoln High School, this is a formula that works.
Yeah, so we finished second at our state meet this year, which was pretty exciting just because it was really tight with us and a couple of other teams. And I think my 8th grade year we were second, and then we were first my freshman and sophomore years, and we've been second the last 2 years. So we've had different team members each year, but it's been super fun to get to know new people and run with new people and still perform well.
It was a successful season overall. I mean, we had our fair share of challenges, but I think the kids really improved well, and they set a good example to the younger kids, and I think we're just continuing the legacy of our team, and it's just really fun to coach these kids. So
it certainly helps to have great leaders on the team.
Everybody on the team is a leader. They don't necessarily have to be an upperclassman or a senior, but I think the seniors specifically, especially those who have been around for a long time, they, we expect them to kind of pass down what they've learned to the younger kids and not be selfish and really like try to serve the younger kids and not be the type of kids that just say like, well, I'm an upperclassman, so I should get this privilege and things like that. It's we really want to encourage them to be servant leaders. So that's kind of what we expect of our seniors. Yeah.
Lila Batcheller is one of those seniors.
She's just always been a leader for our team. She's very influential on the team. This was her 5th year running for us. She started as an 8th grader, and so just has a long history of really pouring into the program well, and she just always has a good attitude, and she's very coachable, and I think the younger girls really look up to her.
I guess just trying to stay positive and encourage my younger teammates and help them get used to like running more and running in the workouts with them, talking to them, getting to know them, making them feel comfortable on the team, and just making it a really fun and relaxed environment where everyone's having fun.
She's always been very competitive. She's always been very goal-oriented. She loves contributing to the team, understands that competing with others and comparing yourselves to others is not necessarily the most important thing, but she's still competitive in her way, like still wanting to improve and get better. And so she's always been somebody that the younger kids can look up to see that she really puts in the work and she goes for it.
Putting in the work. That's an apt phrase across the board. In addition to cross country and track, Lila has spent time volunteering at the Butterfly House, the Washington Pavilion, through salsa at school, and as a fully bilingual Spanish immersion student, she volunteers through that program's organizations and Spanish Immersion Connect as well. Oh, and then there is her class schedule.
So first period I have AP Environmental Science, second period I have AP Psychology, third period I have AP Calculus, then I have open lunch, and then fifth period I have AP Seminar, and then on Tuesdays and Thursdays I take a Spanish literature class at Augustana, and then I end the day with AP Literature here at Lincoln.
In case you lost count, that's 5 AP classes here at Lincoln High School and a course at Augustana University. If that sounds like a lot, keep in mind it's her 2nd year taking an advanced Spanish class at Augustana, and that she's had up to 6 advanced placement classes per semester in the years prior to this one.
She's an outstanding student. She works hard, she's naturally intelligent, she's somebody that goes above and beyond what's expected in class. I mean, she wants to learn the process, she wants to understand the material, and she isn't just there for the grade, she's there to really understand the science and specifically the chemistry, and her attitude's outstanding. She's willing to help out others. She was an aide for me one year, and she just takes the initiative to help others out, and she's always thinking about other people.
Her contagious love of learning has a big impact on her classmates and her teachers.
She kind of brightens the day in the classroom, and really that's what she does. I mean, she comes in there with a positive attitude. It doesn't seem like she ever has a bad day. She's just always smiling. Her energy in class is infectious, and other people in the classroom appreciate that, and it really makes the classes a great place to be. I do teach some great kids. I get to teach some of the best kids in the school with AP Chemistry, and she's one of the best. And her attitude is just, like I said, it makes my job fun and easy. So.
Whether she's pounding out the miles or tackling the daily mountains of homework, she does it with an efficiency that's impressive.
One thing that really sticks out to me about Lila is her attention to detail. She's just an incredibly focused person. When she sets her mind to something, she's gonna give her full effort, and I think particularly with things, really the small things come to mind, like if she says she's gonna show up at a certain time, she shows up at exactly that time. If I tell her to do this many reps in training, she does exactly that amount or more, and you can just rely on her. She's very reliable, and I think, that sets her apart really, especially, with kids, it can be hit or miss. Some kids can be like really good kids, but then it's kind of like oh, they didn't show up and they didn't tell me. She's not that kid. I mean, she'll always communicate really well and just very, like I said, very reliable.
Overall, she's just somebody that is, I guess, a leader in the school, somebody that is a role model for others of how to interact with people, how to carry yourself with the attitude. And, she's involved in so many different things. And I know her as a track athlete and as a student, but I mean, I'm sure that carries over to all of her other endeavors that she has at Lincoln.
I think she's very influential in the school as well. I know she's a fantastic student. Aside from just seeing grades and things like that, just hearing from other teachers that they'll tell me, man, like Lila is such a good student. Is she like that, for your team too? And of course she is. Yeah. Just her whole life is she's just very focused, very goal oriented, very driven, wants to achieve things and. Yeah, and of course, Coach Jaws, being the track coach, also her chemistry teacher, he's talked all the time about how great of a student she is. And I just, like I said, I hear things from people around the school about how great Lila is as a student and as a mentor.
For Lila, there's still another sports season coming up, and everyone's looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm excited for my last track season. I think that'll be really fun and getting to know like the newer, younger girls. And then I have some teammates who this past cross season was their first season, so then helping them with their first track season.
She's a big time competitor. I mean, she's been around Lincoln Track for a long time, and we've had some really good teams, and she's been a big part of our state championship teams that we've had in the past. And she always wants to do great, and she wants to help out the team in any way possible. On the track team, what we want to do is we want to lead by example. The culture here has been established a long time before I got here. It started with Coach Greeno, and we want to continue that culture and continue that. So we try to teach those guys, and just how we warm up and how we carry ourselves and how we handle ourselves in practice and in meets. And Lila's been around for a long time, and this year we're going to expect her to be a leader, but she's kind of been a leader the whole time. I mean, she does things the right way. I mean, she prepares the right way, she works the right way, she supports her teammates. One of the things that we talk about is supporting each other and being happy for each other, and she's one of the best at that. She loves it when her teammates do well, and she's right there supporting them.
Continuing to set the example that she's set, and I expect that she'll show up during the winter like she always has, and continue to, I guess, just finish well. That's what I expect. Is she's put in a lot of work over the last 5 years, and she she hasn't always been in the place that she's wanted to. I think it's been a little bit of a roller coaster. She's had her fair share of challenges. But at the end of the day, like just really finishing well in her last year and really her last season on the track, and just expect her to have a good attitude like she does.
Lila is grateful for the opportunities the Sioux Falls School District and Lincoln High School have afforded her, and counts herself blessed to have had the teachers and coaches she has.
So I took AP Spanish my sophomore year with Senora Tollinger, and that class was super interesting and fun. And after that, I kind of decided that I wanted to keep taking Spanish classes. And so then my junior year, I took a class at Augustana my first semester with Professor Pattison, and he was really great. And through that, I really started to enjoy Spanish a lot more and like developed a big interest in it. So then I took my class this year with him as well. And then I really liked Mr. Blankenship with AP Macro my sophomore year. And after taking that, I decided to take AP Micro online the next year just because I liked it so much from him. So coming in as an 8th grader on the cross country team, having our old coach, Coach Pooley, he definitely really helped me fall in love with running and with the team. And I actually played competitive soccer and thought that I would always do that in high school, but then he just really got me into cross country. And then Coach Jaws with track, I also had him as a chemistry teacher. I think the combination of having him as a teacher and a coach has been really helpful. Like he sees a lot of my strengths in the classroom as well as on the track, and I feel like it helps make it more fun, and I feel like he's helped me a lot academically and athletically. And then our cross country coach right now, Coach Jellin, has been really helpful. I feel like he he's really into getting to know everyone and making everyone feel comfortable while pushing us. I'm really grateful for being in the Spanish immersion program. I feel like that definitely set me up well in high school with already knowing the language and then kind of getting to dive deeper into a subject area while still in high school. So that's something I'm really thankful that my parents enrolled me in and that the school district was offering it. And then I guess, yeah, Lincoln offers a ton of AP classes, and I would say that all my teachers and counselors and administrators that I've worked with the past 4 years have made it really easy and have really advocated for me as a student to be able to take the classes I have and to accommodate schedule changes, and have just made it pretty seamless with allowing me to take all the classes I wanted to take and do everything I want to do. So yeah, all the people working at Lincoln really care about the students and really try to help everyone get what they want and need out of high school.
After the track season and graduation, it's anyone's guess. Lila hasn't confirmed a college or major yet, and she doesn't need to. Her wide range of academic interests and her vast array of college-level accomplishments under her belt leave opportunities wide open.
Well, her future is definitely unlimited. I mean, she's somebody that can do anything that she puts her mind to because of her, I guess, her drive and her passion and her motivation and just her attitude and being able to talk to anybody and interact with anybody. She's such a wonderful person that whatever she's going to want to do, she's going to be successful in.
Well, I see a lot of success in her future. All the traits and things that I've talked about are going to carry over into life beyond high school, and yeah, I think she's going to be a really impactful person for whatever community she ends up in, whether that's here or somewhere else. I think, yeah, I see her being very successful as a college student, and then going and being somebody who organizations just really want to snatch up after college. I think she'll get a job really easily because people will see just all the great traits that I've talked about. So,
but admittedly, when she does cross that stage in May, it will be a bittersweet moment for Lincoln High School.
You know, from the very beginning, we had a club, basically, it was a STEM circle club, and she was active in doing that from the very beginning. She was working with kids that were juniors and seniors, and she was a freshman and a sophomore as those were going on, and she was somebody that could be counted on to be accountable. She was always there. She was always willing to help out others, and I mean, she's just been an awesome kid.
She's going to be missed for sure on our team, and just really, I think people are going to remember her, and she's one of the most successful girl distance runners that we've ever had at Lincoln, and aside from that, just the influence outside of running on the course, just being a friend to kids, and yeah, she's just going to be somebody who leaves an impact for sure.